And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker Keith Fustel on a beautiful Friday to get you ready for the 4-day race weekend. That's right, 4 days
Yeah.
a week now. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We add Monday to the racing calendar for the rest of the year. So 4 days a week, beautiful weather. Maryland Million 2 weeks away from tomorrow. Looking forward to all the racing action. How are you?
It's doing great. We continue. It's a really beautiful day out today. I think we're going to get up close to the mid-80s for temperature, fast and firm on this racetrack. But looking forward ahead, definitely. Maryland Million, that post time at 12:15 on the 21st of October. Plenty of other events going on for that weekend, leading into that weekend as well. But, yeah, this is a little change here. Now we're going to 4 days. Thorough action. You've got it.
Yep, we've got a nice, there you go, free Maryland Million hat to the first 4,000 people that buy a program on Maryland Million Day. We had a huge day last Saturday with 8 turf stakes, and 2 weeks from tomorrow, that it'll be the big day of the fall. Maryland's Day at the Races, the Jim McKay Maryland Million, Saturday, October 21st. Lots of good seating options available. Go to laurelpark.com. For all your tickets and information about the Maryland Million. 2 weeks from tomorrow, it's coming up. So get your tickets now. There'll be some nice rivalries, some top Maryland sired horses. It's the big day of our fall meet coming up, Maryland Million. We have a nice carryover today here on a beautiful Friday to get you ready for the 4-day race week. An extra day of racing means maybe an extra day of carryover for the weekend. There's the carryover today. It's going to start race 4 today on the 9-race program. A little over 6,000 in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. I have a ticket. Beautiful time to play it right now. If you have all 6 winners, have 1 or 2 prices on your ticket, good shot. You can be the only ticket and take down a nice $10,000 signer.
No doubt. It could definitely go today. This is one of those real tricky cards. I don't think there's any slam dunk single at all throughout the entire racing card. You're going to have to work to get it. So, hey, maybe somebody will go away with that. Probably $10,000.
Not even Dundalk, Hun, later on, and the favorite in the turf feature.
I couldn't zero in on any horse to single stand. No,
that's a nice race.
Shorter field, but highly competitive. These guys know each other. Dundalk tempted me twice.
Yep.
They've seen each other a few times now. Who's gonna get the best of each other today?
Competitive feature. So that's race 8. Beautiful conditions. Let's show you. We'll be fast and firm today. We're on the bowl game and the Exceller turf courses. Main track is fast. Beautiful weather. What are we in the low 80s today here to kick off the race weekend at Laurel Park. First race post time 1:10, 83 and sunny. There you go, fast and firm. 1:10 first race post time. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 is a 5.5 furlong turf sprint on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. We have a little carryover in that rolling super high 5. That'll start in the opener. I believe we had a couple scratches here in the opener, but we still it's down to
still enough.
Still enough for that super high 5 carryover. Every race with 7 or more horses. Low 15% takeout. $540 carryover in the opener. Race 1 also kicks off that early pick 5 mandatory payout on the early pick 5 with that industry low 12% takeout. So lots of action here in the opener. It's a 25,000 starter allowance optional, claiming 25,000, 5.5 on the turf. And I go to the outside here. I think this horse is going to get a beautiful trip for Hot Connections. That's the 10 Little Love Machine from the Hugh McMahon barn. Gets Katie Davis to ride, this 3-year-old who had a little traffic at the 16th pole last out. A good third behind Roby's Boy in her rears back in this race. I just think Katie Davis, who's 22% positive ROI, riding for the McMahon barn, I think she's going to get a nice stalking trip breaking from the outside here on Little Love Machine.
Yeah, a good effort last time out behind Roby's Boy, who's run pretty well as 2 or 3 turf starts. Had some trouble, definitely. Crimson Seeker got the wandering about the 16th pole, and Little Love Machine was kind of running right along with Roby's Boy to the inside of that one, had to steady pretty sharply angled out, and kept on willingly to the wire. Getting throttled early. I know I had this horse, looked at it again this morning. I got this horse lined too high at 8. Probably should have lined him about maybe 5 or 6. I think the Zip Man for David Nunn, a trainer who's done okay, doesn't run a ton of horses, but he's all right around here. He's just faced better. Comes out of a 2-back race at Suffolk. Now he did reach in and claim this horse off his Stidham, but we've seen some guys take off a Stidham and do okay. Abbott, a horse came back to run a good 75 for Clement in a 3 in life for 35,000 at Belmont last time out. Zip Zip Man has plenty of speed in this race to target. Crimson Secret, I think, is the speed of the speed. Crimson Secret's going to last a little bit longer today, gets a firmer ground. But the Zip Zip Man, you look consistently better numbers on the turf. Of course, I'm not really concerned about the barn change at all. You know, back to the turf. That's his preferred surface. I think he gets it done.
I used him in my top 4. He's a closer.
Yeah.
And the 5-pound bug girl, Jen Miller, she's won a couple races this fall. She's going to have to get a good trip closing on this horse, the favorite. So a little pressure on the bug girl here with this closer. I use the horse in my top 4. How about the 9? I think the 9 is going to get a good trip from the outside. Enna Soit, sharp winner, last out on a firm turf course against 2 Life Starter Allowance Company. Now well spotted here from the Tom Morley barn. This horse is a perfect 2 for 2 on the Laurel Grass. Toledo is going to get a beautiful trip. I just think the 9 and the 10, that's why I pick them 1-2. I think they're going to get the best trip here with speed on the outside.
Yeah, and that's why he could be the ruination of Crimson Secret if he really goes, right to it and applies all the pressure. I don't know if he wants to get caught in a duel with Crimson Secret. It could soften him up a little bit. Little Love Machine, as you said, it's a good trip. Will he kick on like the Zip Zip Man is my main concern, but a real gritty effort despite the trouble. In arrears, he didn't run too bad. First trial on the turf, he just kind of stayed around pretty willingly to the wire in that Roby's Boy race. 5'10", 7-3 for me in the opener.
I do like your 3. I don't have him in my top 4, but if I'm playing an early pick 5, I definitely use the 3, Crimson Secret, at a decent price. This horse had a big number when the horse won on a firm turf course this past July here at Laurel Park. You get Carlos Quinones, he can get the job done. So, yeah, the 3, Crimson Secret at an upset in the opener, I think a live long shot to have on the early pick 5 ticket.
Okay.
All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2 is going to kick off the first of 3 pick 4s this afternoon. They start races 2, 4, and 6. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4, going a mile and a 16th on the main track, claiming 11,000, 3 and up. Wow, salty group of 11,000 claimers here. No conditions. I go with the 2, Goodbye, See You Later, from the reliable Kieran McGee barn. This horse, a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park. He's 9 for 11 in the money here at Laurel. He's a 6-time winner at this distance. I'm just going to throw out the last race at Timonium. Maybe didn't like that track over there. Still ran decent against a tough nickel starter allowance field. Last time we saw him here at Laurel against Open Nickel Company, he just galloped going a mile. So he'll be forwardly placed. I like his speed, going better around 2 turns than the 1-turn mile. So I like the 2, Goodbye, See You Later, my top pick here in a second.
It's an interesting move. Claim for 5, just ran okay at Timonium. Transparent was a horse, I think, coming in from Parks. It was just on a roll.
Yeah.
They're going to give this horse another shot. But we see, Garen usually claim off Claudio, runs a race. If he doesn't run well, boom, right back down to the nickel. This horse is kind of out of those conditions, the date conditions. He's won a couple races recently within that 6-month period over a nickel. So that kind of knocks him out. So they're going to stay at the 85. I think he is the one to catch. He is the speed of the speed from the inside. This race gave me some fits, though, Stan, trying to handicap it and visualize it. I think Goodbye, See You Later is a quality speed, but I'll take one flying shot with the 7, Banner Bill, for Jerry Robb. He doesn't reach in and claim a lot of horses. He's 1 for 11 the last couple of years, but over the last 5 years, he's 28% off the claim. Banner Bill ran a game race down inside against the grain of the racetrack on September the 22nd. We talked about it as soon as we shifted over from Timonium the first 3 weeks. The inside, even the first 4, was not really good. Banner Bill ran pretty well in that race. They're going to jump this horse off the claim. Maybe he kind of prompts outside and wears down Goodbye, See You Later.
All right, you're putting the pressure on the bug girl here, going with the Jen Miller early daily double. You'll get a decent price here on this horse. I did give this horse a couple looks. He'll get a good trip. Last time we saw him here at Laurel, a good second against a beaten 7,500 field. A little bit of a step up here to the Open 11, but he has his 8-year-old has put together a nice resume. He's made $500,000. So the 7 Banner Bill with the back class. See if he shows up here. We both like the 3 Senor Quickie to rally for a share, and that Eubanks a solid 23% positive ROI with horses going a route. Senor Quickie, a 7-time winner here at Laurel Park, a decent second last out at Delaware going long.
He certainly likes it at Laurel. Maybe that last race is a little bit of an indicator he's getting good again. So 71 buyer at Delaware, maybe slightly inflated, but he's kept the right company. You go back into February, March, April against those horses, Uncle Woodrow, North Ocean. Those are good horses. They certainly would be tough at this level. What do you do with the one? Battery. A horse that's just run well. He was a $350,000 purchase a few years back. Now, reaches in for 5 out of a condition nickel. We're going to bump up, go for the open tag here, the 11 down to 85. Don't know. He's kind of run well for everybody.
Yeah.
Just too many question marks. This is the kind of card we've got today at Laurel. Just question marks galore, especially on some of these shorter price horses. I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm going to stay away from the one Battery. Watch him beat me.
All right, the salty group of 11,000 claimers going long there to kick off the early pick 4. Back on the turf here for the third race. 5.5 furlongs on the Exceller turf course rail at 70 feet, claiming 7,500, 3 and up. We have a video spotlight here on the 4. Came back. I use this horse third today. He loves it at Laurel Park, a 5-time winner at Laurel. Here's his effort back on July 2nd against 7,500 Starter Allowance Company.
Well, there's your key of key horses pretty much at this level, right? Put your seatbelt on is going to win this race. But Came Back, who's in the green silks, moves to a short lead, and the white blinkers had a little bit of trouble coming into the stretch. Karamanos had to steady briefly. His horse regrouped, angled out, challenged in between horses. And here's what I was trying to figure late. Put your seatbelt on, rallies to the inside in the blue silks. To the outside, he's got the other horse bearing down on him. A little bit of a light steady. Looked like Karamanos a little uncomfortable with some tight quarters, but really doesn't phase Came Back at all. He just continues gamely to the wire. Another kind of a wide open race, some sketchy form, but Came Back seems to be the most consistent of these types, especially moving back to the turf course at a distance that he relishes.
It's had a little freshening since the last outing. Is had 2 races in the slop, races that were carded on the turf that came off and ran in the slop, and he ran in those races. You wonder if those races took anything took him off his game at all. He's been freshened since then. No work since the August 18th race. I use him in my top 3. Came Back. I use him third. I'm going to go with the 6. Great Harbor K on top for the Jamie Ness barn. The barn trying to get off the snide here for the meet. They're going to win eventually. Horses are running well. 4 seconds here for the meet. Great Harbor K has caught a good turf course the last couple times here against Open 11 Company. Good second against Open 75. Last out a good third. He was buried down there on the inside. Had to break from the rail on a 12-horse field last out. Last time this horse was on a firm turf course this past June here at Laurel Park. He was a good second that day going a mile. Edwin Gonzalez, a good jockey. Great Harbor K, 3 for 4 in the money here at Laurel Park. Looking for that first win. Maybe today's the day for the 6 Great Harbor K.
Yeah, I was kind of knocked this horse maybe looked like a need to lead type, kind of a runoff on the front end going the route races, but he's shown some okay ability to rate just off of it at the 5.5 furlong distance. Is he going to have the final punch? Maybe he's Came Back. I'm not sure, but the last 2 sprint tries against Great Provider and gets a win are very good.
You know, we both like the entry, the Hugh McMahon entry. I'll use the 1, Sweet Liam, for Hugh McMahon. Katie Davis will ride this horse. Has been on a yielding turf course the last couple tries here at Laurel Park. Last time on a firm turf course. That was a winning effort this past June up there at Penn National. So I like the plain 1. You like the 1A.
Yep.
Who's the 1A?
MC Squared.
There we go, on the outside. Okay.
Yeah, I expected a little bit more speed. At least he showed a little bit of ability to close. That was a tough race. Where's Dominic, Great Provider that day? This horse drops in half. Should be tough. Looking for a price, maybe a little bit of a long shot, probably in that 15 to 20 to 1 range. How about the 10, Political Farce? It's a horse that got good this time last year. I know we're almost in the 80s right now, so maybe he wants a little cooler temperature. But the old guy, the 7-year-old gelding, definitely could make a run from the back of the pack in here with Forest Boys.
Help me out for a second. Help me and perhaps the bettors out here in this race, because the 11 Jiff Quick and the 12 Chamois, they were in the race.
Yeah, I've got the 12 scratched.
Okay, yeah, right.
Maybe even 12. Sweet Liam. We're going to double check with that. Maybe in the inside. If
12
TV.
Is scratch. I have that. Is the 13 Executive 5 running?
I have the 12, 13, 14, and 15 is scratched.
Okay, 12, 13. 14 and 15. MC Square does draw in off the A. So both parts of the Hugh McMahon entry do run in race 3 there, going 5.5 on the turf. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, nice carryover in today's Rainbow Pick 6. That's a little over 6,000. I have a ticket. Starts in race 4. We'll start with that right after this. Welcome back. Today at the race is presented by Fidelity First. Beautiful Friday to get you ready for the 4-day race weekend. That's right, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Mondays now at Laurel Park, 4 days a week. Hope you can join us. Nice carryover in today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick Six. $6,043. They'll put about $4,000 new money into it today. You could catch a nice $10,000 signer if you can be the only ticket to win the Pick Six. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. It starts in race 4. I have a $48 ticket. I'm going to go 5 deep here in the 4th race. That's a nice group of filly mares, 7,500 going long on the turf, going 5 deep. Hopefully I can get a little decent price. My top pick in this race is the 11 Enigma at 5-1 for trainer Billy Campbell. I'll go 5 deep in the 4th, going 2 deep there in the 5th race. Race 6, I like some long shots in there. I'll go 4 deep, 2, 4, 5, 8. I really love the 4, Jumpstart My Heart, and the 5, my Vixen at a big price there in the 6th race. I'm going to single there on the Mary Epler 5-year-old mare. Tis a Diamond looks awfully tough in the 7th race, so I'll key on the 3, Tis a Diamond. And then a nice allowance feature for Maryland Breds going long in the 8th race. I'm 4 deep in there. Dundalk's going to be tough, but Tempt Me Twice and No More Talk could present a nice challenge for Dundalk. And then I run out of money there in the last race. Only 2 deep. Go deeper if you can in that last nickel 2 life going 7 furlongs. I used to 3 in the 6. So I'm going to play a bigger ticket in the Pick 6 today. You get a couple prices, and maybe you get a nice $10,000.
I like how you say that. You run out of money. That's why they have the ATM machine.
Right.
Yeah, that's why, and that's what friends are for, right? They'll
Right.
loan us a couple bucks. Hey, we'll get it back to them eventually.
Eventually. All good racetrackers. They pay up eventually. All right, let's take a look here. Race 4 also kicks off the middle pick 4. It's claiming 7,500. Filly and Mares going a mile on the bowl game turf course rail at 17 feet. And we have a video spotlight here of the 6. Unspoken came up the rail last out with Callie Francois. Here's the start for Unspoken last out.
Let's look at Unspoken. The 9 that day comes out okay, but all of a sudden sandwiched in about the first 3 or 4 strides, and we're going to steady again. We'll watch this again. Thanks, guys. In lighter blue or white blinkers with the blue silks. There's a steady and a check and pinch back from between horse. But Callie Francois gets this horse to settle down inside. A little bit of a light steady with some traffic around the first turn. And guys, if you can speed it up, I know we're a little short on time. That'd be great. But let's take it to the far turn. We're going to head into the far turn where Callie Francois, as I say, said, I'm not leaving the rail, and this horse does not leave the rail. And going into the far turn, a steady here. We're going to see this horse almost next to last towards the back of the pack. You're going to see this horse steady going into the far turn. There's the check. Didn't have enough room, Stan, on the computer there to fill in how much trouble this horse encountered throughout this race. And you're going to face several rivals again. But I thought Francois Callie was going to go outside there, but she's still patient, whether or not the long shot at 12-1. There's Enigma, your horse, and we've got another long shot that's coming back again. St. Abbey's, who was in this race today, all make menacing moves. Enigma actually gets the lead at the quarter bowl. Let's just follow Unspoken here, though. Just gets a nice, clean trip up the inside. Has to scoot through a little bit of a tight spot coming to the 3/16 pole as Enigma goes clear. It looks like Enigma's got it. No, far outside, moving up. There's another rival. I believe this was Kieran's horse, Holy Scat, to challenge. But Unspoken just won't be denied. Just a really determined run after a ton of trouble. And if you look at Unspoken's form, especially going back August, September, and October last year, that's where those better buyer numbers came. I think she can improve off of that. It's going to take maybe a lower 60 to do it. I think she's consistent enough. She's worked herself back into form for Howard Wolfendale. Teams up again with Callie Francois. I like Unspoken. Right back.
We both like her. We both use her in the exacta. We're both going against her, though. I'll go with the 11. Enigma has been on a good turf course the last couple tries. Was right there. Was in front, turning for home. In that video we just showed you, finished third behind Unspoken and Holy Scat. But this 5-year-old mare, she likes to run close to the lead. Last time she was on a firm turf course, she won by 6. That was against beaten 8,000 claimers at Penn National this past June. afternoon. I'm hoping Steve Hamilton can clear from the outside and be forwardly placed here on a firm turf course today for the 11 Enigma.
Yeah, this is, like I said, we've got a slew of horses coming out of that September to 10th race. Really, really hard to separate. Holy Scotsman caught wide, moves in a little bit, should enhance her chances. I should have the 6 on top. That was my bad. I like Unspoken to win it. Dukas is another one. I usually don't like horses when you look at their form. They're deeper closers, come from 7, 8, 10 lengths out of it at that 5.5 furlong distance. She's a little different. She's shown the ability to kind of get her out of a ground. That last race wasn't bad. Another one that might be tricky on the stretch out. Numbers aren't bad and shows a real good race back in March of 2016. She's not going to run an 80 today, but Abracadabra is faced maybe a little bit better. She's forced into this open company pending a test, I guess, with 6 tons of fun. She didn't run too bad last time into a really, really brisk pace. The pace is going to be to her liking. She may stretch out at a price for trainer Joan Reynolds.
Another horse we saw in the video we showed you, St. Abbey, was making a big move around that far turn, 4 or 5 wide, was coming off a long layoff for trainer Carlos Mancilla at 44-1. I think St. Abbey ran a decent race, only beaten 2 3/4 of a length. I think now second off the layoff at a decent price. I have St. Abbey on my pick 6 ticket. That'd be a nice 12-1 long shot to kick things off. So it's a nice turf route for Philly and Mares, claiming 7,500 to kick off the pick 6. I go 5 deep in the race, hoping for a little bit of a price. I'm only 2 deep in race 5 on my pick 6 ticket. Race 5 is going to kick off the late pick 5, no carryover, but as always, more money back to you with that industry low 12% takeout on the late pick 5. It starts in race 5 today, going 5.5 furlongs on the main track, 25,000 starter allowance optional, claiming 25,000 for Philly and Mares, and Lacey Gaudette did a nice job at the entry box here with the 5 enterprise value. The horse has kind of been off form since they claimed her at Oaklawn this past April. They claimed her for 40,000, a decent third at Delaware against Allowance Company, an okay third in the slop at Saratoga against 42 Life Company. Didn't run very well against Allowance Company last out here at Laurel Park at all. That was a tough race. So Lucky in Malibu, Phantom Shot, now dropping down to the starter 2 Life level for the 5 enterprise value. Try to pick her head up, and she just looks like she's the best of this field on paper, at least.
Just another head scratcher. Interesting, they put this 3-year-old filly in for the tag. Hasn't been a real positive move for Lacey Gaudette, unfortunately. 1 for 11 allowance to claimers the last couple of years. This horse is going to be a very short price. Now, listen, she could be the speed of the speed and the one that catches. She just breaks and goes clear because she comes off of a race where she was pinned down on that bad rail on the 15th. So if she shakes clear, she could go a long way. I'm going to stay away at such a short price. I'm going to give one shot to the 2 She Be Fierce. The horse Claudio took off of Lacey Gaudette. Now, here's an interesting move. Two against the bias races on the 19th of August and the 22nd of September. Showed a little bit better speed 2 races back, but the Lasix comes off. You don't see that move often with Claudia, but you saw the day she broke her maiden, and when she ran one of her best races was with the Lasix off. I'm going to give this filly one last chance, and they don't run her back for a tag.
Interesting.
Trying to read into a little bit of stuff there. I think She Be Fierce can lay close enough to enterprise value and go get her through the stretch.
I just overlooked her off those last couple races against Allowance Company. That didn't go very well, but Claudio Gonzalez, 29% here at the fall meet. He's your leading trainer, so you can't really throw him out. You have to respect anything he brings over here. We both like the 8 on the outside for Donnie Barr, coming off a little time away for the 8. Miss Mischievous was running good against this kind of company over the summertime. We haven't seen her since August 3rd. Some decent works here on the work tab. Decent second last time we saw her here at Laurel, and a good third against Starter Allowance Company back in July behind Truly Hot, who would come back to win. Angel Cruz should get a good trip here on this horse from the outside.
Yeah, well positioned with maybe some questionable speed. Is probably going to be on the better part of the racetrack the way it's been playing over the last 3 to 4 weeks or so. So Miss Mischievous. My problem is it's her lifetime best last time out. Where's she been?
Sure.
Yeah, that's my question for her. Holiday Inc., I like the way she really improved nicely off the claim for Kieran. I've seen his work in the past. He gets these fillies and mares rolling. He can step them up. This filly does not have to move up much off of that first win off the claim to be a factor in here.
She might have just figured out she's by Harlan's Holiday.
Yeah.
They paid $65,000 for her, so getting good at the right time of the year. Hall of Famer Henry Clark style. Wait till October. That's when they get good. So you get a nice price on the 6 Holiday Inc. I'm only 2 deep on my pick 6 ticket with the 5 and 8 here in race 5. So I'm gonna have to squeak through this race here.
here. Okay.
All right, let's get to the pick 4 here. I'm 4 deep in race 6. I like some long shots in this race. We're going a mile and a 16th on the Exceller here in the 6th race. Rail at 70 feet. This race kicks off the late pick 4. Keith, you have a ticket. Let's take a look.
Well, the killer blow came a little while ago when they scratched the 6, Caps Vow. We were going to go ahead and try to beat her. She was going to be a short price. Had her line to 2. She could have gone off a little bit lower than that. We're going to wait for another day for Caps Vow. So it takes a little bit of value away in this ticket. So we're going to go 2, 3, 5, and 12 to get you started. 4 deep in race 6, 2 deep in the 7. I think the road goes through Tis a Diamond or Value. They clearly look like the 2 horses to beat in race number 7. Race 8, 5, and 7. All Alone and Dundalk. All Alone might finally, it's been a long time since he's seen the winner's circle, but things might get set up nicely for him in this shorter field. And the 9th, the 2, the 6, and the 8. Another sketchy form on pretty much everybody in this race. I'm coming back with Barcraft returning to the dirt.
All right, nice affordable $24 play there for the late pick 4 ticket. You can catch me and Keith's tickets and Tim Tulloch's tickets on the laurelpark.com website. Go to the handicapping section for our tickets, our picks, the Laurel Park Weekly Show as well. I go for a long shot here in the 6th race, claiming 16,000, 2 life filly mares, long on the Exceller. Rails at 70 feet. I go with the 5, My Vixen, from the Gary Capuano barn. Kevin Gomez rides this 5-year-old mare. I think I'm hoping she's going to show speed today. In her better races, she's shown speed. She's been on a good turf course the last couple races. One here at Laurel, one at Delaware, no good. But the last time she was on a firm turf course this past July here at Laurel at this level, she was a good second. She was forwardly placed that day in a good second. She broke her maiden last fall here at Laurel Park, going right to the front on a firm turf course. So that's what I'm hoping they do. You like this horse on top?
I do.
Right to the front for my mix?
As well. I don't think she's as fast as North 8th Street, and I liked the fact that she's going to have a little bit of a target. She made a good sustainable run 3 races back, as you talked about, at a mile and an 1/8. She shortens up a little bit in here. We're not going to get the 15-1 now, I don't think, because of the scratch of Caps Vow. But as you say, I think if she doesn't get too much of a tough shot, she can put away North 8th Street easily, maybe turning for home. I think she might have enough in the tank to hold off. It's still a square price. I still think she settles 8 or 10-1 in here.
All right, so we both like the 5, My Vixen. The 2, Leroy's Mommy from the Jane Sabelli barn. You have to respect this runner. Just maybe throw out the last race at the Meadowlands. But before that, this 4-year-old filly by Leroy de Sanamo was in very good form. She had a win 3 back to break the maiden at Monmouth, and then a good second facing winners for the first time as the favored late July. Then she had a little time away and came back at Meadowlands. Maybe just needed that race. So had a wide trip that day. She'll get a good ground-saving trip today. I think the 2, Leroy's Mommy, is going to be right there with Torres.
No doubt. Trainer, you see that trainer's doing well, and second off of this type of layoff is hitting at a 25% clip, almost a positive ROI. But Leroy's Mommy, watch that race at the Meadowlands. It was steady 2 or 3 times, and a little bit tight going into the first turn, then was called wide, circled about 6 or 7 wide in the stretch, flattened out, needed that race. I think these Monmouth turf courses have come in guns a-blazing. They've been running over this Laurel turf course. They really like it. So Leroy's Mommy is definitely a user in race number 6. Also going to give one more shot to the 3 Majestic Trick. Got way too far back after some early trouble. Gets Fergal Lynch, Jackie Trainer combo pretty good. I think this horse just needs to stay a little bit closer. I don't want her 8 or 10 out of it, leaving the far turn. I got to have her into the race by the time they hit the quarter pole.
You get Fergal Lynch there on the 3 Majestic Trick. I'll use the 4, Jumpstart My Heart, at a big price here for the Bill Comlow barn. Comlow with a 2-win day last weekend. And this 3-year-old filly by Jumpstart, she loves going long on the turf. She had a decent effort 3 starts ago on a yielding turf course here at Laurel Park in early August. Good third that day. And then she broke her maiden last out. I cashed a bet on this filly last out at 7-1. She came with a nice rally, won by a nose and a blanket finish with Katie Davis aboard. Katie Davis back aboard today. The barn's red hot, 3 for 8 this fall. I think this is a nice filly going in the right direction here. The 4, Jumpstart My Heart.
Yeah, she hasn't run super fast, but as you say, she's relatively fresh compared to all these other horses that are kind of been trying to get through these conditions. She's going to have to move up, but I think she's definitely moving in the right direction.
All right, so nice turf route there for filly mares to kick off the late pick 4. Let's take a look at the 7th race. We're going a mile on the main track here. Race 7, 25,000 starter allowance, optional claiming 25,000. And I single on the 3, Tis a Diamond on my pick 6 ticket. I single on this horse from the Mary Epler barn. This 5-year-old mare just looks much the best here at Laurel Park. She's 6 for 9 in the money with the win. She's coming out of a tough race here at Laurel last out in early August. We have a stat here on the trainer, Mary Epler.
Yeah, race 7 here. Over the past 2 years, Mary Epler's 5 for 28 and 10 for 28 in the money with fillies and mares routing on the dirt and coming off a 31 to 60-day layoff. There's your positive ROI of $2.70. And we saw this filly from March of 2017 to May, late March to mid-May, similar type of layoff, runs almost a lifetime best, a good 68 number going around of ground. There's not a lot of speed in this race. She had trouble her last 2 starts. A little bit of a break has probably done this filly, this 5-year-old mare, some good. This is one of the softer fields she's caught. If she doesn't do it now, she's going to be, I think, going down the level.
Yeah, catches a soft group here in a sharp half-mile bullet work at Pimlico September 20th, 48 and 4. So looks like the freshening did her some good, and she's sitting on a big race. So we both like the 3, Tis a Diamond here in race 7. Who she have to beat? I'll use the 6 in my exact value added. Rider change today to Katie Davis for this 4-year-old filly by Street Magician. A good second. 2 starts ago against 16,000 allowance company. That was going a mile. This filly's the last 4 races been going a mile on the main track, so she's cutting back. I want to know she's going the same distance today, so you know she's fit for this distance. She's 5 for 7 in the money at this distance. We'll get a decent price. You like the 6 value added a little bit as well.
Yeah, she's going to come down since the scratch of the 2, Proud Commander, who was 8 to 5 on the morning line. Tis a Diamond now will probably take that role, maybe even 7 to 5 value added. Maybe I think almost cut in half, Stan. Maybe 4-9 to 2 when it's all said and done. Against the grain, against the bias on the 10th was down inside, so that really wasn't a bad effort. Just a little bit of a fade in that hell of a fire no picnic race.
All right, no, we both like the 1 and the 5 as well. Important ran a decent race first off the claim last out for Teddy Mare. Now he takes the blinkers off. This include filly Jose Barnes will ride. Nice little starter allowance to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Then the 5, Fleet Flame for Stephen Casey. Turf back to dirt last time on the dirt at Timonium, a good 3rd against Starter Allowance Company.
Yeah, it's that another one. Is this really at the limit for her? I know she's got to win at the distance, but can she run fast enough against these 2 favorites to kind of take them over? I'm not so sure.
All right, so the 3, Tis a Diamond, looks awfully tough there in race 7. Race 8 is going to be one of our features of the day. Nice first level allowance condition for Maryland breds, going a mile and a 16th on the bowl game. Turf course rail at 17 feet. Dundalk's going to be the favored in here. 3-year-old colt by Baltimore Bob for trainer Dove Houghton. The barn's having a solid meet, and Dundalk's had some nice efforts sprinting on the turf. This is the first time going long on the turf. Baltimore Bob was the sire, was a stakes winner going long on the turf, and Dove Houghton had a 2-year-old earlier this fall by Baltimore Bob Arbutus, right?
Arbutus.
Stretching out long on the turf for the first time and won. So Dundalk's been rallying, going short on the turf. Looks like he likes he's going to want added ground. He's run some big numbers. You get Caramanos aboard. I'm going with the 7 Dundalk, my top pick.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, he can kind of stay out of trouble. Maybe draft in if he wants to. Caramanos with Dundalk. He's pretty handy horse. And I look down the dam, the second dam, I should say, 1 long on the dirt. So I'm not really terribly concerned about stretching out for the mile and 16th distance. A good try, 3 races back with some trouble last time out. No shame in that effort at all. Tempt me twice. I think the road somehow is going to go through him. I do think he gets the lead at some point. He's just had a little bit of tough luck. Likes to run second. A little tough trip last time when hung out wide. I think Dundalk maybe gets the jump, overtakes him, but he's going to have to look in the rearview mirror. I think All Alone is sitting on one of his better races. I know he's fallen way back, but I think in the shorter field there's going to be enough. It's not going to be blazing speed. I think these jockeys are going to kind of go out, maybe relax their horses and carry them a long way. But All Alone has probably the best finishing punch of the group. Might have a little bit of hang in him, but I think he's going to fire a good one today.
He comes out of the Speed Gracer race. Speed Gracer, very good second behind Special Envoy in the Burt Allen last weekend. So I like the 5 All Alone. The Tempt Me Twice has run some big races going long on the turf. You get Julian Pimentel to ride today. Pimentel just missed against Allowance Company going long. this past June on Tempt Me Twice. So we both like that runner. We both like the 6 as well. No more talk. Last time he was going long on the turf, he was 4th in the caveat behind Just Howard. We saw what Just Howard did last weekend when he won a grade 3.
Yeah, I thought he had a tactical advantage in that race, made a move and just couldn't quite sustain. And that's the running styles of the Tempt Me Twice. No more talk. Dundalk. What are they going to do? They are very similar in styles. I think we're in for a heck of a horse race in race number 8. Just Trip and who's going to have that final finish. I think Dundalk. I think he's ready to roll. This is a good move for this barn. These 2 sprints to the route. Dundalk, I think, gets it done, but albeit at a very short price.
I'm just on my on-air pick 6 ticket. I only use 3 horses, the 4, 6, and the 7. But I think you talked me into throwing the 5 all alone on my pick 6 ticket. Should be a nice turf route there in race 8 to kick off the late daily double. Let's take a look here at the 9th race, claiming 5,000. Everyone 2 lifetime going 7 furlongs. We have a video spotlight here of the 2 Barcraft. This was from August 20th here at Laurel Park. Nice winning effort against Maiden 10,000 Company.
Yeah, August 18th, August 19th, August 20th. Really not the greatest rail those racing days, but I like the way Barcraft actually ran her. I had a good price here with the 5. Couldn't get it done at 18-1. Missed my people. That was the first time Robbie Bales. But anyhow, Barcraft down inside the whole way, repels an initial challenge, shakes clear, and just stays on gamely to the wire. Missed my people up from between horses. Looks like he's going to kind of go on by. Does not. Gets also joined by Slim on the extreme outside. But Barcraft just kept on chugging. And I think you look at the 7 furlong distance, it's going to be a good fit for Barcraft. A nice middle move at that race at Delaware, the 2-turn mile behind Leather Goods. Leather Goods is a better horse than these horses right now, that Ham Smith runner for his brother Gory. I think Barcraft threw the last out, eliminated at the break, was caught very wide on a good turf course. Didn't look like he was really handling it. Really suspect speed in this race. I think Barcraft can stalk in pounds.
I root for the Merriman barn. I don't use the 2 Barcraft here in this race. I use a couple class droppers in a soft group, I think, here. So I'll go with the 6 Apollo Landing, taking a drop in class to trainer Kieran McGee. Didn't like the Delaware race last out. I know got clobbered almost 60 lengths up there going long on a good dirt course. But race 2 back last time we saw the horse at Laurel Park going 7 furlongs against a tougher group of horses. This 16,000 starter allowance went to the front that day. A good 4th behind Stay Home. Stay Home just won here a couple weekends ago. I think Apollo Landing dropping to this level for a good barn with J.D. Acosta aboard. My top pick here in the finale.
Yeah, you got Turbo Booster. He's been entered in scratch, 3 or 4 times?
Yeah,
I don't know what to do
that?
with him.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is one of his any of his last 2 put him right in the mix? He's stretching from that 5.5 to the 7. Where's he been and why the scratches? Expectations. Another one, a decent middle move, and now first time for the barn in a jam job. These guys have been deadly together. Owner and trainer hitting 9 for 27 over the last 6 months as owner Robert Bone and Claudio Gonzalez, but I got to go for a little bit better price, and I think you're going to get it with Barcraft. I mean, you see Keys up with Cash Money always, who just buried Kieran's horse up there, so why not take a shot?
You get a good price because you have a Trombetta dropper with the 3, Brute Force, the 6 Apollo Landing dropping, and expectations. Even though the beaten favorite at Delaware last out, you have to respect this Claudio Gonzalez dropper with Jomar Torres aboard. So I only use a 3-6 on my on-air pick 6 ticket, but if I play it, I'm going to have to use some more than that. So I have some more possible will pays going in to the finale. All right, good luck today. A beautiful Friday to get you ready for the 4-day race weekend. That's right, Monday's now on the racing calendar. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Dave Robin coming up next with all of today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.